and welcome to VOSR International, the Voice of Shortwave Radio. I'm your host, Wavecrest Guy. This broadcast is being transmitted by WRMI, Radio Miami International, in Okeechobee, Florida, on both 9455 and 15770 kilohertz. This broadcast is also being transmitted by Shortwave Radio in Lower Saxony, Germany, on 3975 kilohertz. We'll start out this broadcast with announcements as usual. And first off, I want to wish everyone a very happy New Year, happy 2026. And we are looking forward to having a great year in 2026. And we hope that holds true for all our listeners and their families. Next, I want to let all our 15770 kilohertz listeners know that on December 13th, that broadcast was not broadcast at 2300 UTC. On Saturday the 13th, WRMI had some issues. There was a valve that ended up breaking, and it stopped the transmission for a few hours. It is a valve that controls the water that cools the tubes used for broadcasting. So it took quite a while to fix. I had gotten a few emails, though, that on Monday, the 15th, the broadcast did go through at 1600 UTC. So that was unexpected, but a couple people did pick it up. I don't know if they were just roaming the dial and picked it up that way. But it did go out on Monday at 1600 UTC. And during the mailbag is going to be a little bit shorter this broadcast because I didn't get as many because that broadcast did not go out. WRMI was able to fix that really quick, though, and they were back on the air within a couple hours. And so 15770 kilohertz was back on the air in relatively short fashion. So they do a great job over there at WRMI. Next, just another shout out for guest host segments. You can, if you want to do a segment here on VOSR International, just send us an email and we'll go through it. And it's very easy to do. You can record it at your leisure and then just email me the MP3 file and I will get it put on the show. So if you want to do a segment, send us an email at VOSRINT@yahoo.com. That's VOSRINT@yahoo.com. Or you can head over to our website at VOSRinternational.com and click on the mail icon and contact us that way. Next, just a reminder about our website. We do have quite a few people heading over there regularly. And I put on pages on there that have more information from segments that I do on the air. And I'll have pictures and videos and comments regarding the segments there that you can check out if you want more information about the segment that was done. You can also pick up our past broadcasts there. I have a page there where you can hit, and all the links for the past broadcasts all the way back to the first one are there. So if you missed one, you can get caught up that way. And then also we have our listeners map there. I put pins on locations for all the reception reports that I get. And so all the listeners' communications, there's a pin on there if you gave your location, and you can go ahead and check that out. We also have a page dedicated to listeners' radios. You can go ahead and check out everybody's rigs or radios. That is growing also. There's quite a collage there. You can flip through the pictures, some really, really nice radios and nice setups to check out over there on the listener radio page. We also have a merch page where you can grab a VOSR International coffee mug or a hat or a shirt. We've got a few things on there you can check out, and that just helps support the show. While you're there, you can also sign up for our newsletter, and anytime I do an update on the web page, I can click whether a newsletter will go out. So I'll do that from time to time when there's something going on, like when the broadcast gets interrupted or there's some type of change or a big change if we had a new frequency or time or something like that on there. So go ahead and sign up to that newsletter. You won't be bombarded with emails. It's pretty much on the bottom of each page to sign up for the newsletter. All you got to do is add your email there, and you will be signed up. Next, if you're on Facebook, head over and join our group at VOSR International. You can go over there. I'll post on there. I've been posting some reception videos from my radios and different programs that I'm picking up. There's quite a few other people in there now that are posting some of the receptions. Sometimes they'll post segments or snippets of VOSR International there when it's broadcasting. So go check us out on Facebook if you're on Facebook at VOSR International. We are also on Reddit on Grundig Shortwave Radio. Go check us out over there. It's the same over there. We'll post updates about the show there. And there are a lot of reception reports, a lot of other people asking a lot of different shortwave questions there. So it's a really good group. And there's a lot of people there that can help out if you have any questions on shortwave. So go ahead and check us out at Grundig Shortwave Radio on Reddit. You can also go over to our YouTube channel at Wavecrest Guy. And I have quite a few videos on there of reception videos, getting different frequencies and different broadcasts in over here in Hawaii, so you can see the different frequencies and different broadcasts that I do pick up here. I also occasionally have some new radios that I'll go over, new equipment, antennas, and those are how I run these segments also. On equipment, I usually will get them and do an evaluation on them and let you know how they work for me anyways. And I back up the segment with a video where you can go over and check it out and actually see the equipment also. Next, I do want to bring up a lot of the new programming that is happening over on WRMI. Recently, there's been quite a few added programs and very unique, very innovative programs that you should really be checking out. And the best way to do that, first off, you can go over to their web page, and that is over at wrmi.net. And they'll have a menu there, and you can check and click on the programming page, and it'll take you over there. And you can scroll down and look at all the programming that's on there. And there are descriptions and times of these broadcasts in those descriptions. And there's quite a few new ones in there also. Also at the top of the page, you can click on the programming schedule, and you can go ahead and look and see what's on the different frequencies and what times. That gets updated at least twice a year, probably even more often. But you can go over there and check. So if you're used to listening to a certain program at a certain time, and it's not there, it's good to go over to that scheduling page, and you can check it out and see what changed. Sometimes they'll use different frequencies, different times a year. They have the winter schedule and that type of thing. So, but go over there and check out the programming. You can, again, it'll have a picture from the broadcast, and then it'll give a little summary of what the broadcast is about. You can go check it out. VOSR International is on there, so you can go check that one out also. But definitely keep up with quite a few of the new programs that are being put out by WRMI. And I have been doing some segments on some of these new shows, and it's really kind of an exciting time with some new stuff coming on. Another way to be updated a little more frequently, too, is at WRMI's Facebook page. So if you're on Facebook, search WRMI group and go over there and follow that one, because they put updates on there. They'll have regular updates on the program WaveScan. Tell you what's going to be on the new broadcast, and they do that for a few other shows also. If there's a new broadcast coming on, it gets posted there. It tells you the schedule when it's going to be on and the frequency. So it really does help you keep up to date with all the changes going on over at WRMI with new programming. And lastly, we have one more great announcement here from WRMI's website. And you can go there, like I just mentioned, and when you check the programming page, if you click on the top, you can see where it says schedule. And I had gotten a couple emails for reception reports, And because I thought they might have been just because of the issues last couple of weeks with broadcasting. There was just some technical problems, so I thought they might have added broadcast on somewhere. But they added VOSR International onto another day and time. So we are now also on Mondays at 1600 UTC on 15770 kilohertz. So that's another totally different day. So this is a really nice addition. From 1600 UTC to 1700 UTC, you can now catch VOSR on 15770 kilohertz. All right, now on with the show. All right, so we are going to do an equipment segment here, and it is going to be part 2 of the K480 WLA shortwave radio active loop antenna. And so during part 1, I kind of went over my evolution between my antennas that I use here on Molokai, and again, I live in Hawaii in a small condo, so I am limited to which antennas I can use. I can't put up anything permanently. So I typically have I started out with an MLA 30 plus, and I mounted that on a 5-foot piece of PVC, and then I'm able to set it out on my lanai and have it hang over the railing, and it worked really well. So I've continued that with a few other antennas, hoping that they would do a little bit better, and increasingly, as I changed antennas, they have done better. So before this K480 WLA antenna, I had the K180 WLA antenna. And right away after I started using it, the shortfalls from that antenna just stuck out. I had said before, the switch, it had an FM function, and the switch was over by the antenna, where you had to take out 4 screws just to flip the switch to put it in FM mode. So it wasn't feasible. It wasn't realistic to be doing that all the time. It was all right if you leave it in shortwave mode and just use a shortwave antenna, which I ended up doing, or flipping it over and just leaving it in FM mode. So right away, things like that did stick out. So in looking to try to remedy that, I did come across the K480 WLA, and I'm going to go over. It's just natural for me to compare the K180 WLA, which at the time when I got this was my number 1 antenna. I was using that extensively. So there's going to be a lot of comparison between those two. But just to tell some of the features between the two, and you can see some of the differences. I ended up purchasing my K480 WLA off Amazon. I believe it was $105 at the time, and now they're at $125. But you do have to look out because the cable length, the coax between the antenna and going over to the radio, you want to make sure you get a long enough cable, and that is what changes the price of some of these. So anyways, on the K180 WLA, the operating frequency is 0.1 to 180 megahertz. That's for the K180. Now for the K480 WLA, the range is 0.5 to 500 megahertz. So again, quite a bit of difference there. The gain control on the K180 WLA, it has a 3-level adjustable gain, and that again is in one of the boxes in a pot, so not convenient to get to and make the adjustment. The K480 WLA has a 0 to 30 decibel continuously adjustable. It's also right by the radio. There's the box that mounts that you put right by your radio, so you can connect it to your radio, and it has an adjuster right on it, and it's just a turning knob, and very easy to do. Then next, filter functions. There aren't any on the K180 WLA. On the K480 WLA, it has built-in MW, FW band, stop filter, has a LPF, BPF, multiband filter. And then for the diameter of the loop on the antenna, on the K180 WLA, it is a 55 centimeter loop, and it is a little bit larger on the K480 WLA. It is a 68 centimeter loop. Then for band coverage, this was definitely a big deal in switching between the bands on the K180. But the K180 WLA for band coverage has midwave, shortwave, FM, and air. So it works for those bands. And the K480 WLA has midwave, shortwave, FM, air, 6 meter UHF, and VHF. So quite a big difference between that, between the two, and it definitely does work really well with those. All right, so I will get right to it. The K480 WLA antenna has turned into my number one antenna, and I use that one every day. I'm listening to radio. I also use the K180 WLA. So I have two radios, and sometimes with these older ones, I use my Grundig with the digital frequency display to be able to tell where I'm at when I find a station on one of my helicrafters, and that does make it a little bit easier. But so I do run both antennas like that, so I'm able to put both of them out on my lanai at once and work them that way. But all in all, and again, I will have playlists out on the website at VOSRinternational.com. I will have playlists of both a lot of my radios, my Grundig Satellite 800 Millennium with the K180 WLA, also with the K480 WLA, and I switch them out back and forth. I do the same with my both Helicrafters radios. I've even done it with my C Crane Skywave SSB2. So you'll be able to check it out and hear for yourself. But again, I have incrementally gotten better antennas as I've moved along, and you're going to kind of have to decide where you want to go price point wise, or whatever, with the choosing which one you want to go with. I started with the MLA 30 Plus, and that did open up a big new world of different frequencies I was able to pick up instead of just going with the telescopic antenna that came with the radios that I had. So a big difference. Price point was really reasonable. It was about $30 when I purchased it. So really reasonable, good antenna, and it works. And then I went to the K180 WLA, and it was definitely better. I was able to pick up some stations on there that I was not able to pick up with the MLA 30 Plus, and I've got videos of that also, where it's the same radio, and I have the MLA 30 Plus. I'm on the frequency. I'm not picking up anything, and I go ahead and I plug the K180 WLA in, and I'm able to pick up the station. So, and as I moved along to the K480 WLA, I think the difference is a little bit less than the K180. There's a little bit less of a jump, but some of the features, having FM capabilities, and the different bands, and the gain adjustment, it makes it worth it for sure. I was able to pick up, mostly because of the gain, I was able to pick up a couple stations on the K480 WLA that I was not able to on the K180 WLA. And I do have a couple videos like that show it also, where I will have the one plugged in and I'll plug the other one in, and you can hear and tell the difference. So again, but the K180 WLA is still a good antenna, as is the MLA 30 Plus. They're going to be much better than your telescopic antenna. They're really nice on noise. They don't bring in a lot of noise as much as like just a regular wire. You can do different things with wire, that's for sure. Putting them up or doing a loop on the ground or a lot of different setups if you have the room. And so again, if I had the room, I would definitely have a long wire would definitely be one in my setup. I would definitely have one set up to be using that also. But for my situation where I am here, the loops work great, and the amplified loops are where those work for me. I have had a couple passive loops. They just don't bring in the stations that these amplified loops bring in. So definitely sticking with these for right now. I am looking at a couple different ones too, and who knows, I might end up getting something different to give it a try. But I definitely recommend the K480 WLA antenna, and it's compact. That's another good thing too. It isn't a huge antenna. It lends itself to being mounted permanently, and you can mount it up high. And about the only other thing that I would possibly get, there's a couple things I still might try with this antenna. And I've heard some other people did these modifications and with mixed results. But first off, is using a heavier coax that would help. So that's a possibility. I may do that, and then also using a copper for the loop, having a bigger, heavier copper loop instead of just the wire loop that the antenna has. I've kind of had mixed reports that I've heard on that, how much that helps. But actually, for the cost, it might be worth trying just to go ahead and give that a try. So I may be doing that in the future. If I do, I'll definitely be reporting on it here in a segment. But if you want to go check out my videos, again, I will have those on our website. So head over to VOSR International.com. I'm going to have a page, and it'll be labeled for the K480 WLA antenna. And there I'm going to have links to playlists for all the different antennas that I currently have. And I have quite a few videos in each of the playlists where it goes head-to-head with radios, with different radios in the same antenna on the same radio. I kind of tried to run the gamut as much as I could with a lot of these videos. And in general, they're mostly like reception videos. They're fairly short, and I just unplug it while I keep the radio going. You can hear how the reception is when I don't have an antenna on, and then when I plug the other antenna in, you'll be able to hear the difference. So it works really well, and it really gives you an idea. Now, again, propagation also plays into this. Your location and what type of interference you're getting. If you're in a bigger city, I am in a condo, so I'm not totally immune to any interference. That's for sure. But there's not a lot of people here, and I'm in Molokai is a very rural island, so there's not a lot of stuff around me here either. So I don't have a lot of interference, so that does help me quite a bit. I also get, my location being by the ocean, I will get some different stations that a lot of other people don't get also, so you'll be able to see those. But go over to the website, VOSRinternational.com. Check out the page on the K480 WLA antenna. I will have pictures of how I got them set up on my lanai. I'll have pictures of my setup, my radio desk. I'll have definitely have the links to the playlist so you can hear the reception and hear the difference between these antennas. So that's it for this segment. Why don't you let me know what you're using? What are you using for an antenna? Are you using any of these loop antennas, the MLA 30 Plus, the K180 WLA, or the K480 WLA? Let me know what you're using. Send us an email at VOSRINT@yahoo.com. That's VOSRINT@yahoo.com. Or visit our website at VOSRinternational.com, and you can hit the mail icon and contact us that way. So with this broadcast, I'm going to start a new segment, and this one came about while I was researching some information for On This Day in Shortwave Radio history. And I've been able to come across quite a few historic radio broadcasts that were done over shortwave. Some were rebroadcast over shortwave. And so I was able to come up with quite a few of these. So I'm going to be playing these, and it's going to be historical shortwave radio broadcasts. And this one here, the first one, is going to be the Hindenburg disaster. And I do remember hearing this recording of this when I was younger, and it is a really famous one. But a lot of people now really haven't heard this broadcast, and I didn't know if it was live. In researching this, this was not even done. This was rebroadcast over shortwave, but it was broadcast by WLS, Herb Morrison, and of course this was on May 6th. 1937. It was recorded for later broadcast, so it wasn't even a live event when it was first broadcast out. And it was done by WLS reporter Herb Morrison. And the recording spread globally and became a legendary piece of radio history. It was heard on regular AM and FM, and eventually shortwave and longwave worldwide as the news spread. So, and it really made this a global story after it was broadcast on shortwave. So here it's a short clip. It's only about a minute and 20 seconds, but a short clip of the Hindenburg disaster.
It's starting to rain again. The rain had cracked up a little bit. The back motors of the ship were just holding it just enough to keep it from... The first and the place. Get it started. It's fine, and it's crashing. It's crashing terrible. Oh, my. Get out of the way, please. It's bursting in the flames, and it's falling on the mooring fast, and all the folks between us. This is terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world. Oh, it's like Monday. Oh, 400 or 500 feet into the sky, and it's a terrific crash, ladies and gentlemen. The smoke and the flames now, and the claimant's crashing to the ground, not quite to the mooring mast. All the humanity and all the passengers beating around it. I told you, I can't talk to people and prisoners out there. I can't talk, ladies and gentlemen. Honest, it's just like that massive smoking wreckage there. And everybody can't hardly breathe and talking, screaming. Lady, I'm sorry. Honestly, I can hardly breathe. I'm going to step inside where I cannot see it. Johnny, that's terrible. I can't. Listen, folks, I'm going to have to stop for a minute because I've lost the voices of the worst thing I've ever witnessed.
That truly is one of those broadcasts that when you hear, you'll never forget it. You could just imagine being there during that happening, and of course not expecting that to happen. So again, this was not recorded live. Morrison was capturing the landing for a later airing, and it wasn't for a live transmission. And the emotional recording aired on the next day, on May 7th, on WLS in Chicago, and then was picked up by NBC. The recording was dubbed onto newsreels and broadcast widely, becoming a definitive sound of the disaster. And even though people recall it as a live event, so people thought it was live when they were hearing that. And so while it was not originally broadcast on shortwave radio, shortwave was a growing technology, allowing news to travel international, meaning people across the globe, including Europe, would eventually hear the recording event. And again, they thought too that it was happening live. So here are some interesting facts about the Hindenburg. And the Hindenburg actually made 10 trips to the United States in 1936. After its opening in the 1937 season, by completing one single round-trip passage to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil in late March. The Hindenburg departed from Frankfurt, Germany on the evening of May 3rd on the first of 10 round trips between Europe and the United States that were scheduled for the second year of commercial service. So a lot of people do confuse it and think that it was its maiden voyage, but no, the Hindenburg was actually very successful and was already going into its second year. Now, the other thing that's common to think about the disaster, especially if you saw the film of it actually happening, is that there was quite a few survivors of the disaster. So the accident caused 35 fatalities, 13 passengers and 22 crewmen among the 97 people that were on board. Of those, 36 were passengers and 61 were crewmen. And then there was one additional fatality on the ground. If you've ever seen the film of it, and you can go check it out on YouTube, you can Google this and find the film, you'll actually see one of the survivors running out from the flames. It's over on the right side. When they do a little bit of a close-in on that, and you'll see them running away from the big ball of flames. So it really is amazing that and most of the people that survived were on the port side of the ship. While it is not known exactly what happened and what caused the disaster, there are quite a few theories, and so there's a lot of different factors. First off, a spark, likely electrostatic discharge, ignited a leaking, highly flammable hydrogen gas, amplified by the airship's flammable outer fabric. And it was landing during a storm. They were actually up in the air an hour or two longer than planned because of the storm. So it was during a stormy approach in 1937. There are a few, of course, theories of sabotage, especially during that era, but modern consensus points to accidental chain reaction with the electrostatic spark from an atmospheric ignition of the hydrogen that escaped due to weather conditions or minor damage, leading to a rapid, fiery destruction seen in the famous footage. And so it goes on to list here a couple key contributing factors. The hydrogen gas, the Hindenburg was filled with hydrogen, lighter than air gas that is extremely flammable. And then the electrostatic discharge, the ship flew through a thunderstorm, causing an electrical charge to build up in its non-conductive outer skin. And then possibly a hydrogen link, and they are looking back at possible damage to gas cell number 4, which occurred near the tail fin. They did have some issues with wind because of the storm on its landing. The Hindenburg, when it got close to the ground, how they would land these, they would drop down ropes, and then the ground crew would grab the ropes and pull down the Hindenburg and bring it down, but the winds were causing issues that day with that. And then the flammable coating. The airship's outer fabric was coated with a flammable lacquer containing iron oxide and aluminum powder, which caused the flames to spread rapidly across the entire structure. And that's one of the reasons why it blew up, it burned up so quickly. So very fascinating, and really something that it was how it was caught, broadcast on radio, and it was a rebroadcast. It was never broadcast live, which is another thing that everybody thinks that this was broadcast live on the radio. It was not, and eventually, again, did go out on shortwave. But because we didn't have instant news like we do, today, when this was broadcast on different radio stations throughout the United States, and then on shortwave, people were actually thinking that it was a live event. And when you hear the announcer talking about it, if you didn't know the situation of it, you would definitely think that it was a live event. So there you have it. That is the historical broadcast here of the Hindenburg. So let us know. Have you heard this before? Is it something you were taught in history class, or do you remember hearing it either in your youth or just finding it recently? Send us an email at VOSR at yahoo.com. That's VOSRINT at yahoo.com. Or head over to our website at VOSRinternational.com. You can click on the mail icon and contact us that way. And now, on to the mailbag. We'll start out with Gary from Seattle, Washington. And he reports that he heard it really good on his Yaesu FT710 on 9455 kilohertz. And that was from the December 13th broadcast. He also sent in a picture of his Yaesu, and I did add that onto the listeners' radio page on our website at VOSR International. Thank you, Gary. Next, we have a regular listener, Adrian from Malta, and he reports listening to our broadcast on 3975 kilohertz on December 12th, and he reports an SINPO of 55454. And he was listening on an SDR-20, sending in the audio file for confirmation, and the audio file was coming in very good, so reception has been great. On the 3975 kilohertz, it's been much more reliable than 15770 kilohertz down to Malta, so it's great that 3975 kilohertz is working for Adrian. Thank you, as always, for your reception report, Adrian. Next, we have Ralph, who was listening in Lindenhurst, New York, and he was listening on 15770 kilohertz, and this was actually on at 1600 UTC on Monday, December 15th, and this was because our broadcast on the Saturday did not go out on 15770 kilohertz, so they must added that one in. They had some time to put the program in. I wasn't even aware that it was going out at that time. So it's great that Ralph was able to pick up the show and send us a reception report on that. Otherwise, I really wouldn't have known. Thank you, Ralph. I was also able to add a pin on our listeners map for Ralph at Lindenhurst, New York. So you can go over there and check that out on our listener map page on VOSRinternational.com. Next, we have regular listener David from Temple, Texas, and he writes, I enjoyed your segment on the K480WLA. I own this antenna and find it performs very well. When I first got back into shortwave radio earlier this year, I used my rain gutter as an antenna. It worked, but there was too much noise. After seeing the 480WLA mentioned several times on Reddit, I decided to give it a try and have no regrets. Recently, I've seen a few people discuss upgrading the thin wire loop to a copper loop, so I'll be trying that upgrade soon. And he caught our program on, this was from December 19th, on 5850 kilohertz. He reports an SINPO of 55555, so you can't get better than that. Thanks for the comments on the K480WLA. I, too, am going to try that upgrade with the copper tube to replace the small wire for the antenna. I had also heard that changing out the coax to a better insulated coax helps also. So I'm probably going to be trying those two upgrades myself. I'm going to do them separately so we can actually measure the difference that way for what each upgrade does. If anybody else has done these upgrades, please let me know, and I'll pass that information along to our listeners. So send that information in. Send it to VOSRINT at yahoo.com. That's VOSRINT at yahoo.com. And we'll get that information out to the listeners. I'll even put it on the website, and we'll see how these upgrades go. Next, we have Joseph from Toka, Tennessee, which is about 15 miles northeast of Memphis. And he caught us on 9455 kilohertz. And he mentions that he caught the show when the IQ40 with Chris O'Brien was doing his segment. Thanks for the email, Joseph. Next, we have Volodaya from Massat, British Columbia. And he writes, good evening. I'm listening to your program for the first time tonight on 5850 kilohertz via WRMI at 0200 UTC on December 20th. For some reason, it's only the first time that I am listening, which is strange since I am a pretty diehard SWLDXer. I'm listening from British Columbia, Canada, which is located on Haida Granal, off the northwest coast of BC, Canada, and due south of Ketchikan, Alaska. Reception is all fives using the Kiwi SDR attached to a 29-foot vertical low noise antenna. It works perfectly. And he caught the K180 WLA MLA 30 plus antenna segments. And also he wrote a second email later on, and he said, by the way, on 9455 kilohertz at 0300 right now, it's even stronger, although there was a little bit of slop from 9450 out of China. Thank you so much for the emails, and hopefully you'll be a regular listener, and we will have further communications. Next, we have Peter from Morley, Australia. And he writes, I am pleased to be able to report of your Voice of Shortwave Radio International VOSR broadcast on Saturday, December 20th on 15770 kilohertz in the 19-meter band from 2300 UTC to 2350 UTC via the transmitter out of WRMI out of Okeechobee, Florida. I enjoyed listening to your broadcast for the first time and hope to be able to tune in regularly. I was interested to hear your review of the K480 WLA antenna and how it compared with the K180 WLA. I also enjoyed listening to Chris O'Brien talk about his new IQ40 program, which is broadcast on WRMI on 9455 kilohertz. I also enjoyed listening to your historical recording of King George V Christmas message from 1932 and the recording from Queen Elizabeth's Christmas message, which was broadcast originally by the BBC on 7465 kilohertz. My receiver is an ICOM R75, and I also use a basic random length wire antenna. I have my radio set up in a shed in my backyard, which provides better reception away from the electrical interference inside my house. My reception of your broadcast on WRMI was excellent. Signal strength was very good. There was no interference from other broadcasting stations. Atmospheric noise and signal fading was slight. The broadcast signal deteriorated rapidly at 1250 UTC, so I missed the last 10 minutes of the program. And basically, you only missed about probably 5 minutes because I close out the broadcast early. It's about a 58 to 59 minute show, so you pretty much did catch it all. It's great listening to your broadcast on Sunday morning. That is 7 a.m. Time in Australia. I am 63 years old and I live in Perth, which is the capital city of Western Australia. And he was just mentioning his report and everything. It was a great report, and he wishes everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in 2026. This is great because this is my first communication from Australia. It's the first pin put down over there, so that's great. You can go over, Peter, and check that out on our website. And I'm really happy that 15770 kilohertz makes it down there. And I have been actually going on to Kiwi SDR because I don't get 15770 kilohertz here in Hawaii. So I go on Kiwi SDR and I check check how the signal is in different locations all around the world. And I have been checking Australia, and it has been coming in there. It's been coming in New Zealand also. It really has opened up a whole different area, and I have been getting some communications from people now. So hopefully that'll continue. And one other note that I did want to pass along that I mentioned in the opening here at the announcements is that the WRMI did add us on Mondays at 1600 UTC on 15770 kilohertz. So we're on Mondays at the 1600 UTC. It's on 15770 kilohertz. That was added to the winter schedule, so that is official. It was entered into that time slot. So there'll be one more opportunity to pick up VOSR International. So I want to thanks again, Peter, for that communication, and hopefully we'll be able to hear from you again here as a regular listener. Next, we have Terry from Spring Hope, North Carolina, and he starts out, greetings from North Carolina. I am listening to your program right now on 15770 kilohertz on a Texan PL330. It sounds very good. Some static here and there, but able to hear you indoors without an extended wire antenna today. And also asked for a schedule, a broadcast schedule. And replies here, Terry said that I seem to have lost you since the daylight savings time change, which is very common too. So replies, thank you and love your show. So thanks again, Terry. I did send you that schedule. I'm sure you've gotten it a long time ago already. And that is a good reminder. If anybody does want a schedule, because we have been added on a couple different time slots and days at WRMI, go ahead and send an email in, and I'd be happy to get that out for you. And they were added to the winter schedule. So, those are probably going to be subject to change, but we were added to on at least 2 time slots for the winter schedule. Next, we have Martin, who sent a message through Facebook, and he managed to catch our broadcast this evening on 3975 kilohertz, and actually sent the clip, and it's coming in pretty nice there. I'm glad 3975 has been working good for Martin also. That has been going out and being received pretty well the majority of the time over there in Europe out of Germany. Next, we have regular listener John out of Arizona, and he has been posting on our Facebook site, VOSR International. If you're on Facebook, you can go over there and check us out. You can post some reception reports, ask questions, communicate that way. So that's another good way to be able to get a hold of us. And John reports that he liked the last show with Chris O'Brien in his IQ40 segment. And he writes, being from Philadelphia originally, I'm enjoying the program tonight. I know a lot of the radio stations in that area, and he's talking about and a lot of the names being mentioned. So great information. Thanks again, John, for being a regular listener. Next, we have Larry from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and he reports an S7 signal with a little noise, but totally readable. And that again was through another Facebook page. So thank you, Larry, and hopefully we can count on you to be a regular listener also. And everyone, we want to make sure that you keep the communications coming for the mailbag. The mailbag is a very popular segment. And it's great to be able to get all this communication and find out how propagation is going on the days that we are being broadcast. So I can see how the broadcast goes out. So it's always great to get the reception reports. Comments about the shows are also, or segments are also excellent. So please continue to contact me. Send me emails. Go over to our Facebook page, VOSR International. You can join over there and communicate that way. You can always send in the emails to VOSRINT@yahoo.com. That's VOSRINT@yahoo.com. Or you can go over to our website at VOSR International and click on the mail icon, and you can contact us that way. So I'm going to do another equipment segment. And I did finally pick up another boat anchor shortwave radio. And this again, I've been looking at these, for a couple years now. And I finally decided one came up. First off was my Helicopter SX71. That came up. It was exactly what I wanted. So then the price was right. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on that one. And I've always kind of been looking at a different one. I was looking at the for an SX100 Helicopters, and I ended out finding one. And it's funny. It was only about 2 months after I got the SX71 that one that fit what I was looking for finally came open and available, and I was able to grab it. So I ended out making that purchase, and it got shipped over here to Hawaii. And again, extremely good shipping. I was really happy with it. And in looking for these, for me, the main things is they have to be in really good shape. First off, really good condition. And I really was looking for something that already had some work done on it. and it was recapped. It was gone over by a professional. This one was, and I wanted to make sure that this one was all ready to go, and I would have some trouble-free listening. And I went that way mainly, because of my location. Living here over on Molokai, Hawaii, I'm very limited on what I can do with these radios, and there's nobody to go to. I'm going to have to ship it, and shipping, to somewhere and then back on something that's big. These are about 40-pound receivers, and then they're bouncing around the whole time. It just only really makes sense to get something that's more ready to go. And if I had more skills and I'd be able to redo them, that would be a different story. If I owned a home and I had a workshop and I had a place to work on these things, but I don't. I live in a condo, so like many of you, I don't have the equipment to be able to handle these type of repairs and do certain things on these, or the knowledge. And so it really made sense for me to find something that was ready to go. So I did. I had quite a bit of contact with the owner, back and forth on it, and I was really happy and really comfortable. And it did take, actually, by the time I made the purchase, it only took about a week for it to get here. That is about the same time frame that it took for my SX71 to arrive. And that's actually pretty good from over to Hawaii. I ordered a speaker. Actually, I did find an original R46B speaker, and I ordered that quite a while ago, and it's taking about a month to get here. So again, there's a lot of different ways you can ship. Usually, USPS ground is usually what I go with, which kind of sounds funny when it's being shipped to Hawaii, but that service does work. Does take a little bit longer, but it's considerably cheaper. And especially for the speaker, I wasn't in a rush for it. But that should be coming in about a week. So that's going to take a total of about 5 or 6 weeks before that gets here. So this one was really reasonable amount of time for it to come, and packed really well. Double boxed, lots of styrofoam, wrapped in bubble wrap. Really in good shape when it got here. I'm going to put pictures over on our VOSR International.com website, so you'll be able to go check it out over there. And I'm also going to I'll have some reception videos by the time this posts, so I'll be able to have some reception videos over there, so you can link over and watch it in action and check it out. I'm going to have it hooked up to my K480 WLA antenna and my K180 WLA antenna, so you can kind of tell the difference between the two of those. But I'll have those videos over there, and it'll be a playlist, so I'll keep adding videos to that. So that playlist will build, and you can check it out and see what I'm picking up on that. If you're not familiar with the SX100, the difference between that and the SX71, first off, upon the looks, the SX71 has a slide rule type tuners, where you can see what frequency you're on, and the SX100 has two basically half moon displays, and so when you're tuning it, it turns on the left side. You have the frequency tuner, and then on the right side you have the bandwidth tuner. And that is the same with the SX100, except for the slide rule type. So definitely a totally different look. And when you're tuning, you can definitely see it. But it's definitely a different look. And the SX100, I'll get into that. I'm going to do a segment on that where I go through the features and go through what it has. And it does have some updated features, of course, than the SX71. So it is a better radio. And I'm going to be really happy with this. It's going to be. I'm really excited to get it going. First off, if you've seen my pictures on VOSRInternational.com of my radio desk, it's pretty crowded. So I have a small radio desk here in a small condo. So rearranging my radio desk for the last time, I'm going to have to do a little bit of stacking. I might even build a shelf. But for right now, I'll just be able to stack a little bit, and I should be good for a while. And we'll have all that over on the website. You can check it out. And again, I will have a segment on the features, talk about the radio some, and then I will also do a comparison segment where I'm comparing the SX71 to the SX100. That should be really interesting with the two radios. And I've got them side by side, so that'll be a really good segment. So I'm really excited to get this going, to get my radio desk set up, hopefully permanently for quite a while now. Really can't add anything more to this small desk, but really excited to get it hooked up and to get it going. Matter of fact, I should be picking this up. I live in a condo, so it gets delivered to the front desk here, so I should be picking that up today, and I'll be working on it, and you'll start to see some pictures and some videos over on the website. So let me know. Does anybody else have an SX100 from Helicrafters? How do you like it? Is it one of your favorites? Is it not? And for what reasons? Let me know if you got one. Send in some pictures. We're always happy to see listener radios and what you got. Let me know if you've had some work done on it. And I'm going to go over that, and I can actually give who worked on my radio during the next that segment. When I do that, that information was all given to me, so that's great. And that was another reason why I was able to be more confident on making this purchase. So let us know at VOSRINT@yahoo.com. That's VOSRINT@yahoo.com. Or head over to our website at VOSRInternational.com and click on the mail icon, and so you can contact us that way. And that concludes our broadcast. Be sure to catch our broadcasts every Saturday at 0300 UTC on 9455 kHz, and also on Saturdays at 2300 UTC on 15770 kHz, transmitted by WRMI Radio Miami International from Okeechobee, Florida. We are also broadcasting on Thursdays at 1900 UTC on 3975 kHz, transmitted by Shortwave Radio in Lower Saxony, Germany. Until next time, ahoy ho everyone.